Hey guys, Richard Scouten here, Remount Horsemanship. I'm working up here at the historical, infamous Highland Farms with this real nice little yellow colt. He's no longer a stud colt because he lost those about a week ago, didn't you, little guy? But I'm going to work on this guy just a few minutes on leading. One habit which is very easy to teach and very easy to cause to happen is to have your horse, especially a young horse that's never been led before, is they'll rear up and they'll pull away from you. So they feel that pull pressure from that halter, and then they rear up, turn their nose, and they go. So first thing I'm gonna do here with this little guy is just kind of rub on him, let him know I'm not gonna hurt him. I had to catch him out in the pasture, so I worked a little bit on leading him just to get him up here. But one of the first things I'm gonna do is I'm not just gonna lead him. I'm not just gonna walk away in a straight line. I'm gonna do lots of arcs and bending. And as soon as he comes my way, as soon as those front feet head my way, I'm gonna give him some slack in that lead rope. So I start to make that rein to foot connection right away, that when he yields to pressure and moves his feet, that he gets a release. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm just gonna kind of step out and towards his hip, a little bit of pressure up here, and then release. So if he ever gets bracy, I'm just gonna take his hips away and release on that forward motion. So here I am asking for those hips, led forward, gotta release, good boy. Walk this way, drop back this way, put that little bend in his body, that boy. My end goal is to get him to not put any pressure on that lead rope. So my end goal is to get him to lead with float in that lead rope. So step back towards the point of that hip, that boy, that boy, that boy. He's a very smart colt. I saw him when he first got up here. He's about a year and a half, by the way. So real smart colt, real nice demeanor, real nice eye about him. Drift back towards his hip. Reward, 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 reward. There you go. Now I don't know if you saw that on the film, but that rope never came tight for those last two steps. But I still offered him a reward because he was coming up off of that feel of the rope and yielding very nicely, so he got a reward for it. Back up towards those hips, tiny bit of pressure, reward, reward, reward. And notice how I'm holding that lead rope. I'm holding it like that. So the rope can drift, but I can still close my fingers a little bit on that rope to get a little bit of pressure, but not in a way that he feels confined or trapped. Step back towards these hips, bring his nose towards me, reward, 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 good boy. Step back towards these hips, bring that nose towards me. There. So now there's a constant state of float in that rope. I don't know if you saw that, but there was float in that rope, and then when I pushed my hand towards him, he stopped. So that feel of coming forward stopped, and I put that feel back towards him, and he stopped. Number one thing with these guys is don't try to manhandle them. Don't try to pull them. Just take your time, lots of rubbing, drift back towards these hips, bring his nose towards me, release on that foot. So right there, I'm gonna wait. He's kind of not sure, so I'm just gonna wait here and let him find that answer. Good boy. So in that moment where he got kind of tight and kind of bothered and wasn't quite sure what to do, if I added more pressure, then I would have made him brace more. And I would have caused him to pull against that halter. By me waiting, slowing down, that gave him time to think about what was going on, and then he followed that feel like a champ. Walk back towards his hips, and there's his nose. There. So yes, I'm walking backwards, and I'm kind of drawing him towards me, but I can use that with the lead rope as I'm drawing him towards me. Let my hand slide on that rope, there he goes. So I can, as my body's drawing him, I can still talk to each foot and give him a little reward as I'm doing it. Good boy. Now when I stopped, he stopped. That was really good. I'm going to add a little bit of downward pressure, and I'm going to rock his head just a little bit left and right. My goal is to get him to back up off of this pressure. So a little bit of down. Oh. He gave me that little head down, and he certainly deserved a reward for that. Hand on that knot, head down. Now I'm just going to rock it left and right until he backs up. Rock it left and right. I'm not going to pull on him. I'm just going to rock it. There he goes. Good boy. So, I don't have a time limit with these guys. I don't really have a goal in mind. My goal is just to, when they feel that pressure, to yield. If I want him to yield to the right, bring my right arm out, step that right front out. Back them up, just for that left front to come back. Stick my left arm out and that right front. Like that. So with these guys, just take your time. This little yeller feller is doing really good. He's a really nice little colt. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to work with him as he gets older. I'll stop, and I'll wait till he gets soft in my hand. So he's kind of figuring out that pressure, but if I stop, he should just stop. There, and get soft. Just kind of relax that head and that neck, and find a central position between the halter, the pressure from the halter. Lead him on. Good boy. Drift back towards his hips for my direction change. Good. Good. It's kind of hard to stay in the video and have my body not block the rope, but I'm trying my best here. Lots of rubs. Don't get in a hurry. If he gets curious, wants to nibble the rope, wants to nibble my sweater, I'll let him nibble. That's just his fingers working, trying to figure out what's going on in this new world. If he were to nip me or strike at me or something, then I would head that off. I would tell him that that's not the right answer. Lead him forward, drive him up a little bit. There's his weight shift. Reward that. Just like any obstacle or trailer loading, reward every step at a time. A little bit of pressure. I'm putting some pressure on his butt with my rope. I want him to come forward. There you go. Pressure on up front, driving from the back. I'm not pulling him, I'm driving him. Good boy. If you were to pull back, I've got about 20 foot of rope in my hand, so I'll let him drift. Then he'll stop, and then I'll start over again. If he starts running backwards, I'm not going to hunker down and force him to stand still. Lead him on, drive him on. There he goes. There. Want those shoulders to kind of move out. He has no idea what I'm asking him. This is all teaching this little guy what I want him to do. I'll move my body if that's going to help him. Good. Whatever I need to do to make it easier for him to understand. Here I'm driving his nose out. so that his shoulders were a little bit further away from me. There he goes. Now his feet are freed up. Now I just let him drift. I'll step back towards those hips, and he turned and faced me. But I let him drift. That rope slid out of my hand. He's licking and chewing now. He's saying, oh, that pressure got kind of scary. I thought I needed to escape. I let him drift, get his distance. Once he felt confident, then I let him stop and get his little reward. If I'd clenched down on that rope like a mountain lion, then I would have just been adding fuel to the fire. There he goes. And what I'm going to do as he's going around me is I'm just going to kind of keep headed towards that point of that hip. I'm going to try to keep my left hand still like a fence post, and I'm going to drift back towards those hips. So he starts to move with his hips away from me and his nose towards me. What a smart little guy this is. This little yellow guy, he's going to be a winner. He's going to be a winner. Lead him out, drive those shoulders, like, oh, perfect. My hand will be a fence post. I'll direct my energy towards those hips. There he goes. You notice my hand's kind of low. So I'll put some fill on that lead rope kind of down towards the ground so he won't feel like he needs to keep that head up all the time. And he'll start to follow the fill. Step in there, a little bit of pressure on the lead rope, take his hips away. Stop, turn, face and wait. Hips out, nose towards me, gets a rub every single time. Doing lots of rubbing on him, just trying to get to know him a little bit. Not trying to do anything fast, just hokey dokey, slow pokey. Good boy. Send him off to the right. Lead him, kind of drive him up. Let him drift there. Stop, turn, face, and wait on his own because I let him drift. Send him back out to the right. Step back towards those hips. Slow him down. Step back towards those hips. Slow him down. Good boy. And that's the whole reason I'm not walking straight lines with this guy. I'm walking towards those hips, just so that I can gain control of those hips from a very early age. And it's the same thing I do when I get an older horse in for training, is I gain control of their hips. He was smart. I shifted my body, pointed all of my arrows towards his hips, and he swung those hips out. Lead him on, drive him on. Want him to keep walking here. And I'm still moving my energy towards that hip. This has never been asked of him before. He says, what in the world's going on here? But I'm giving him time to figure it out. Not clenching down on my ropes. Just being nice and chill about the whole ordeal. He wants to get back there because there's his cow buddies back there, his donkey buddies back there, his pasture mates are back there. But anytime he wants to go back there, I just take those hips away in a nice, polite manner. Nice, polite, effective manner. Hips away, nose towards me. Send them out to the left. Move those shoulders out. And I'm just going to kind of head towards those hips there. Let him push those hips out, his head towards me. My hands down, saying follow that fill. Start to follow the fill. We're teaching the alphabet here. This is just the alphabet. Step in, pick my hand up, take those hips away. Man, this little guy's got it going on. This little guy's got it going on. So when they get scared, you don't get scared. When they react, you don't overreact. Gain control of them by yielding their hips. If they get bothered, don't pull on them harder. Let them drift when they need to. Get those hips. Lead them on. Slacken the rope. I'm loving that. I stop. He stops. Good boy. Thumb down. Grab that knot. Ask for the head down. Very nice. I'm just going to wiggle that left and right. Want that there. Yes. Want that left front back. Yes. I'll see if I can't back him up a few more. I was just about to say I'm going to back him up a few more steps until he drops that head. And he did it before I could even get it out of my mouth. Lead him forward. Lightness. We're building lightness into our horses right from the beginning, and I love it. I love it. Look at that little guy. Good. UPS truck drove by. He didn't even care. So that's just a little bit about leading. Go towards their hips. Go towards their hips to get their nose towards you. Don't pull on the front end. Don't cinch down. If they feel the need to squirt out, got a long rope attached to him, so I'm going to let him drift. Let him drift so he starts to gain his confidence, checks out of that flight mode, checks back into me. There he goes. Starting to put some slack in that rope. I like that. And what I really love is I can just step in towards those hips, pick my hand up, and he yields them hips like a champ. Little Yeller's gonna go far. Aren't you, buddy? All right, thanks for watching, guys.